Today I want to speak about one important attitude that you need to have if you want to have a successful meditation. And that is the willingness to give up your life. The willingness to really relinquish any attachment to experience, to the content of what you experience. So when we go on retreat, for example, the difficulty in the beginning is to really let go of all those attachments, of all of those thoughts that connect us to our life story. Because for the duration of the retreat, we cannot take any of those with us into the retreat, or they will be a distraction. But really, this whole point goes much deeper. It's not just to relinquish it for the duration of the meditation and say, okay, I'm not going to engage in certain activities and thoughts while I'm doing the meditation, because that's not really enough. There's like a sneaky backdoor security kind of built into that thought, which the ego clings to, and that has to be seen through as well. Because the ego thinks like, okay, let me just do this meditation session and then I can go back to life, to whatever things I think I do own and perceive to be mine, related to me in my life. But that's not going to work. Really, at one point there has to be the willingness to drop it all, to let go of anything, of any attachment, of any idea, of the ability even to own anything, whether that's an experience or an object, whatever you think you have to retain control over. That has to be let go of. And don't confuse that with the idea that you have to let go of this in ultimate terms. So this inner attitude isn't going to translate into what you decide to do in your life. It's an attitude towards the things you experience. So what this doesn't mean is that you should go out and cut all attachments that you actually have, all the things that you actually do in life. That's not the point. The point is the mental willingness to say, okay, all of these things are not what I'm looking for. What I'm looking for in meditation is not in content. It's not about this individual experience that you are having, that you call your life. And in order to see through that, it's not enough to say, okay, I'm going to do these meditation practices for a set amount of time, and then I can go back to whatever I have been doing before, and this is just still holding on. Really, the awakening happens when you develop, and usually it's a development, it's not something you can decide by mental activity, but you have to develop the ability to let go of all of that and really see clearly what is true in this very moment. And then some realization can occur. So what you can take away from this video into your practice is to put the focus in meditation over and over again onto those thoughts that tell you not to let go, what you want to go back to after the session, what you crave, those feelings involved in that. It's some resistance, it's something that you do in order to not let go in this session. It's very subtle. And those might come up occasionally, like every couple of minutes or some seconds, but they usually go unnoticed. It's a slight change of your feeling tone, some resistance to going deeper, to dropping into this moment. And then to recognize those clearly, to see them, and then say, okay, to objectify what that actually is, that's not a real permanent thing. It's not existing somewhere in time and then you go back to that after the session. You recognize all of that for what it is. That whole attachment structure in your mind, it's not hidden, it's coming up right here as sensations. And so that's what you want to see. You want to become clearer and clearer on the aspects that you are still clinging to, because they go unnoticed. And that's how you go deeper in meditation. And maybe for you out there who are already a little bit advanced in the meditation practice, this was a helpful pointer. And I hope you can share your experiences in the comments if that's helpful to you, or if you have questions about this, how to actually point down this attachment to your life story. And then I can answer your questions there. If you want help with your meditation practice, you can also go to my website and find further information there. With that, thank you for watching, and see you in the next video.